So, hello and welcome to the Cynic's Guide to Hippie Shit. I'm here today with Suzie Boyd, and we've got a broad topic again, and I think it's a really interesting one. We're going to be talking about healing, and healing can mean lots of different things. So, hello, welcome. What is healing? What do we mean by healing?
Well, for the way I work with people, healing is really about healing the energetic body of somebody. And when I say that, I mean the energy of the emotions that we carry, because emotions literally mean energy in motion. So it's releasing the motion of the energy within you. Because sometimes that motion just gets stuck. And when it gets stuck, it's usually around something that's happened to us, like a negative event, someone said something to you, someone's bullied you in the playground when you were a kid, or someone's just tripped you up over something and you didn't realize they were going to say it at the time, and you feel yourself going, oh, and unable to get your words out. The little things like that, but they also they can incorporate the bigger traumas in life. If someone's suffered some kind of abuse in their life from maybe a parental figure or someone like that. We're talking from the big T's, the really tiny T's,
Yeah.
all the healing on that. So it's all about working with the healing of the energy behind the emotion connected to those events.
So, how do you do that? What is it that you actually do?
So it's kind of like inner child work.
Ooh.
So you're reconnecting to memory, really, because I'm sure if I asked you, what bad thing happened to you last week, who said something horrible, or what event that is ticks over in your mind quite often,
Mhm.
you can go, oh yeah, I remember when I was this age and this happened to me, and I can feel myself sitting there feeling this, or whatever it is for you. Then you can work with the part of you back then that's feeling that emotion, because that emotion will be triggering into your body at the same time, your energetic body. So by reconnecting to the younger part of yourself and going through the healing process on your younger self to give them the resources that they didn't have at the time, um, and changing what they think about that situation at the time, which then creates new beliefs and thoughts, then just automatically carries forward into you now because it reconnects with your energetic body.
You have to remember what it was that happened.
Not necessarily. There are ways to get back there. So you can tap into a feeling or just a thought, or I don't know why I always feel stuck. I seem to have this pattern that just keeps going around and around. You can start addressing that. And then when you're tapping into that, naturally, memories come up of things related to that issue just come up. So you can start working with one memory and then ask your younger self in that memory, where's this happened before? And quite often they'll take you back to other events that have happened.
Can I share something? So,
You can.
yeah, I just do this because I want free therapy and I don't care if the world sees it. So I had this experience last week.
Mhm.
Um, so someone messaged me about a project we were doing and said, "Oh, and I had some thoughts about how last night went. I'll tell you about it when I see you on Friday." My head went to, "You're going to tell me how shit I am." So like I
Okay.
so I went to the thoughts that they must have had would have been a criticism.
Mhm.
And I was able to rationally kind of go, well, it probably isn't. If it is, they might have had some questions about this, and this is how I might respond. But if it's something I haven't thought of, then I can be curious, and that's absolutely fine.
Mhm.
That's the rational, front brain stuff.
Yeah.
But physically, it was like a heart, gut, bleh, kind of feeling. And I
Yeah.
think it was shame. I labeled it as shame. So I was kind of very aware, because I've done a lot of work on myself, I was very aware that there was this stuff going on in my head that was very rational. There was stuff going on in my body that was very irrational, it felt quite primal.
Hmm.
And I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna be curious about it. I'm not gonna try and fight it because I know it's not really real, but it feels really real and it's something. And then I took it to clinical supervision. And so I saw my supervisor and I said, I've got something I need to talk to you about. I don't want to talk about it, and that's why I probably should talk about it. So I told her all about it, and she was like, right, well, it all sounds fine to me. And then I remembered when I was little, I don't know if my mum's likely to watch this, but hey, we have talked about it since. So when I was little, I I was really good friends with the next door neighbours. So there was a little boy who was 18 months old, who was older than me, I think about a year, and a little girl who was 18 months younger than me, something like that. And the three of us would hang out. And sometimes me and my mum would go round to the next door neighbour's house and we'd all be playing, and my mum and the other mum would be drinking tea, as mums do. And then I would get overexcited and I'd be naughty, as young kids do. And my mum would look at me and she'd go, "You wait."
Right.
And watch, and
Okay.
then I'd have this sense, there's that same feeling I had last week. I would have that for the
Right.
entire of the remainder of the visit, and then I'd go home and my mum would go, "And will you?" and just tell me what I'd done wrong. So, "And will you not be so rude when you whatever it might be?"
Hmm.
It hit me. She didn't say anything unreasonable. It was all completely fine, but I'd built it up in my head.
Hmm.
I remember talking about it to her years later, and I said, "Oh, I just didn't want to shout at you in front of your friends and show you up." Or so it was completely innocent. She had not in
Right.
any way meant to frighten me.
Mm.
It had had an inadvertent effect.
Mm.
So so rationally, I know that that's a completely innocent story, but there's still this gut kind of, I'm gonna get into trouble, and that's exactly how I
Yeah.
felt last week. What do
Yeah.
you do with that?
So that's very interesting because that kind of comes into what I was just saying, where a lot of stuff happens to us up to the age of 8. We hold on to things that are in the energetic body. So yeah, so what's happening there is you're linking in to your little self where that happened. That your unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what happened in the past and what happened now. So when you're triggered into, or that happened when I was 8 years old, that's now happening now. It's not happened all those years ago. It's still happening now.
Yeah.
So if you were to go in to talk to your younger self at that moment in time when she went, just you wait, because that's where that energy's coming from.
Oh, I get a little shiver just when you said
There
it.
we go, you see. That energy is still running. So if we were to revisit yourself at that age and asked her, how can we make this better for her? And then do what we need to do because it will all come from her. It's her healing. I'm just the facilitator in that. Um, and then we'll get what we need from that, all the resources, all the new thoughts, all the new feelings, all the new understanding, all the new beliefs, and incorporate that into her and into you now. That feeling should go away. Shouldn't bother you anymore.
So how long does it take to do that process?
Um, it varies. I mean, it can be quite quick, but it's a talk through therapy, so it could be anywhere between 20 minutes, half hour maybe.
Can you do a quick version to show it to
Or
Debbie?
we can have a look and see what goes on, shall we? Do you want to have a little
Yeah,
have
go
a
on.
play?
Have a little rootle around my psyche.
So this is a process that uses EFT, so emotional freedom techniques, or tapping, as most people know it. It incorporates that, but this is a process that is known as matrix re-imprinting. Something that was devised by a EFT master called Carl Dawson, where he recognized that these younger selves, as he called as echoes, were literally holding on to the emotions, and by directly working with them, you can release it. So that's the process we'll be doing. So we're using imagination to go back to the time, you can see it in your mind, and then we'll use the EFT tapping to calm your younger self down and then help her to resolve the issue while you're there. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we go in, that reaction when I went, just you wait. What kind of number, what feeling is that from the scale of 1 to 10? How severe, how does that feel for you?
Probably maybe a 3 or a 4 out of 10.
So
Because it's
that's not
difficult.
much, but it was more than that before when you were
Yeah,
really into the feeling of it,
yeah, it was higher before because you did it with a different tone of voice.
just you wait.
Oh yeah, no, that's more of a 6.
Okay. Just so we can get a baseline. Right, so I want you to close your eyes and I want you to go back to that memory of being in your neighbour's house with your neighbour's friends there and your mum having tea. And I want you to go back to that moment where you've maybe been that little bit naughty and your mum's giving you that look and wagging her finger at you, going, just you wait.
Yeah,
Now, I don't want you to be associated with yourself here. I want you to go in as yourself now. So you're looking at your younger self. So you are going in as the therapist here.
yeah,
Can you see her there?
yeah.
Okay. I want you to go up to her, explain to her who you are. So just let her know that you are her from the future and you are coming back to this moment in time to help her and make sure she understands that.
Yeah.
Great. Now, I want you to ask her, how is she feeling this moment in time? Now, her mum's just said that to her.
Do you want me to tell you what she says?
Yes, please. Yes.
She's scared and she's done something bad and she's sorry.
Okay. So where is that scared feeling in her body? Where is she feeling it?
Kind of here.
So in her chest area.
In her chest and kind of like solar plexus.
And how, on that 1 to 10 scale, how severe is it for her?
8.
Did you say it was an 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So you told me previously you know the EFT tapping points.
Yeah,
So I want you to just gently take her by the hand, reassure her that you're here to help her now. We're going to release this energy for her.
yeah,
Gently take her by the hand, and I'm going to tap along with you so people can see what you're doing. So we're going to take her by the hand. We're going to start tapping on the side of the hand. So you can do it on yourself and you can do it on her at exactly the same time. And just say to her, even though, you don't have to say this out loud, but you can just say it to her in your mind. Even though we've got this really scared feeling in our chest and it's a number 8, you are absolutely fine and I'm protecting you. Even though you're feeling really scared, this number 8 in your chest, you are safe. Even though you have this scared feeling, this number 8 in your chest, you are safe and I'm here with you. And then we're going to move around to all the tapping points. So we're going to start at the top of the head, right in the center, and we're just going to say this scared feeling. And then we're going to move to the eyebrow point, this scared feeling. And then whilst tapping on you and tapping on her, we're going to move to the side of the eye, this scared feeling, this number 8. Under the eye, this scared feeling, this number 8 in your chest. Under the nose, this scared feeling, this number 8 in my chest. On the chin, this scared feeling. Onto the collarbone, scared feeling. I'm just going to do all the finger points. So onto the thumb, just reiterating the scared number 8 feeling in your chest. And then onto all the fingers. Scared feeling in your chest. Middle finger, scared feeling in your chest. Ring finger, scared feeling in my chest. Little finger, scared feeling in my chest. Back to the side of the hand. Okay. Now let her and you take a deep breath in together. Let it go. Now just ask your younger self how she's feeling now. Where is that scared feeling? It should have dropped.
about 5.
5. Okay. Is that manageable for now? Should we do another quick round on the top of the head, perhaps? Just very quickly. Just tap
Okay.
on the head. Very quickly. Just Number 5 in her chest. Onto the eye. Number 5 in her chest. Side of the eye. Number 5 in her chest. Under her eye. Number 5 in her chest. Under the nose. That's number 5 in her chest. But she's perfectly safe. She's okay. On her chin point. That's number 5 in her chest. But she is safe. We've got her. To the collarbone point. Number 5 in her chest. And then we're just going to move to the side of the hand. Keep tapping on hand and just see, how is she feeling now?
She's all right.
Excellent. So how can we make this better for her? Perhaps maybe what you told me just a moment ago, after you had that conversation with your mum later in life, about why she was doing that. Is that something we can explain to your younger self now?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Just so she understands why this is happening. So have that conversation with her now and see if that helps her at all.
Yeah.
Does she need to, can we maybe, does she need to have that conversation with her mum now? She doesn't have to have it in front of everybody. What was the best way for her to resolve this completely?
She wants to know what she's done wrong.
Okay, so let her have that conversation with mum. If she needs to come out of the room to have it, or we can just put everyone else in that room on freeze. They don't have to be listening if they don't want to, if that helps her. It can just be
Have a
just,
conversation and for it to be over.
sorry?
She just wants to have the conversation and for it to be over.
Okay, so
Like
let
a
her
back
have that
pain.
let her have it. Let her have what she needs to make her feel better and let it play out until she feels that's resolved for her.
Yeah.
Has she received everything that she needs from mum?
I think so.
So just check in with her. Make sure that she has received everything that she needs from mum. If there's anything else that she needs to feel better at this moment in time.
She's gone back to playing.
Okay, so before she does that, just grab hold of her. Say, this is great. I'm glad you're feeling better. But we just want to know what she's learned from this.
She's learned that she's not bad. Like
Okay.
if even if she's naughty, that she's not bad.
Okay, that's coming from her, not from you. That's coming from your younger self. I wanted to
Okay, I
check
don't
in with
know. I don't
her.
know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm saying what I think I should be saying.
Yeah, I wanted to come from her.
Just I'm not in trouble.
Ah, there we go. She's not in
Yeah.
trouble.
No.
Okay. So before we come back to the room, I'm just going to finalize this. So keep your eyes closed for a moment. I just want you to bring in what she's just learned, that she's not in trouble. Okay. I want you to bring those thoughts into your mind, what she's just learned. And then I want you to allow those thoughts to trickle through your body. So it feels like that feeling of I'm not in trouble just fills your whole soul, fills your whole body. And as it fills your body, I want you to let that energy of that feeling of not being in trouble to travel down your timeline as well. So it reaches every part of you. Imagine pushing it forward and behind you. So it reaches every part of you. And then we're going to scoop that energy up and bring it all into your heart space. So you can feel the energy of not being in trouble in your heart space. And then when you've got it there and you're feeling it there, make it as big and as bold and as bright and as colourful as you can feel it. Make it as strong as you can. Feeling that feeling of, I'm not in trouble. I understand now what was going on. And when you can really feel that, I want you to imagine blasting that energy out into the universe so it surrounds you everywhere. And only when that feels complete, you can open your eyes and come back. Okay. So if I was to look at you now
Hmm.
and say, just you wait, what comes up?
Quite funny.
Hmm?
Oh, I just laughed.
You did. Do you get that in there? Oh,
No.
there you go.
Mm. Well, so is that a once and it works thing? Is that it done?
It should be, yes. If it was that was the core of where that came from, and we did try to link that to other elements of you with the timeline, that should just change, and that will, unless there's something else that happened back in the past that can re-trigger that, there could be like, oh, there's still a little bit, but it will be like it's permanent. It's not something that will just come back and go, oh, well, that didn't work, kind of thing. It's changing the energy of what happened back then and gaining the knowledge back then that you didn't have at the time.